Hello, my name is Ariel Samolin, and today I will be talking about the Ara Pacis. The Ara Pacis is an altar that is dedicated to the Roman Emperor Augustus, who was considered to be one of the greatest leaders of all time. He reigned from 27 BC until his death. During his reign, Augustus founded the Roman Principate, which is the initial period of the Roman Empire. The Ara Pacis was commissioned by the Senate to honor his return after being gone for 3 years, reigning victorious in the battles in Hispanic and Gaul. The altar was commissioned in 13 BC and eventually built in 9 BC. It was built with the purpose to promote Roman peace and prosperity. The monument was eventually forgotten, and it was consequently buried naturally with the mud and soil from the Tiber River. Before the altar was restored, the only portrayal left was found in Roman coins that came from the era of Emperor Nero. The original location of the Ara Pacis was on Via Flaminia. However, over time, it was naturally buried. It was later found in the early 20th century and was put together on its current location, overlooking the Tiber River. Mussolini had great involvement in the reconstruction because he had a political agenda to reinforce the idea of the fascist party onto Roman citizens. His main goal was to create a Roman theme park. The Ara Pacis is an open-air altar made of marble, and on the altar itself, there are many representations of the era of Augustus that highlight the meaning of Roman peace and prosperity. One example is the carvings on the walls of the altar that contain the ox skulls. The skulls have garlands hanging on each side, which is supposed to represent the sacrificial piety of Roman religion. The garlands contain flowers, leaves, and fruit. The significance of the carvings represent abundance and prosperity. As you can see in the video, the carvings of the skulls and the garlands containing fruit, leaves, and flowers are in the interior walls of the Ara Pacis. On the exterior walls of the altar, it is believed that the figures are meant to represent historical scenes. It is believed that one of the historical figures on the wall is supposed to be Augustus himself, surrounded by many people wearing togas covering their heads. This detail has led historians to believe that the figures surrounding Augustus could potentially be priests and other significant individuals to the regime. The Ara Pacis also incorporates many artistic cultures such as classical Greek and Hellenistic art. Eventually, a museum was built around the Ara Pacis to protect it from pollution, and the museum was opened in the year of 2006. The museum was built by an American architect, Richard Mayer, who introduced a modern concept to the building. His style incorporated white colors and an open concept to highlight the altar itself. With the museum being located in Lungo Tevere Avenue, there is a clear sight of the pedestrian walkways and the street overlooking the Tiber River. On the other side of the museum, there is a view of the Piazza Agosto Imperatore, which is a fascist square created in 1937. On the basement of the museum, there is an inscription by Augustus which presents his life and accomplishments. It is very clear and accessible given that there is a pedestrian walkway for every citizen to observe. Although there has been some controversy of mixing contemporary architecture with an ancient artifact, it can also be seen as inspiring The museum was built in a way that complements the monument itself and does not take attention away from the ancient altar. Mayer's design to the museum can serve as a prime example of how contemporary architecture can intertwine with ancient monuments. It is very accessible to all citizens, and it is even free for students like me to enjoy the altar's preservation, beauty, and historical relevance.